We're going to talk about promoting yourself. We are going to give ourselves a promotion. Before we look outside of ourselves and ask someone else to promote us, what we're going to learn how to do is activate the power of the P. We're going to activate the power of purpose. We're going to activate the power of passion. And we're going to activate the power of profits. We are going to use our feminine power to really lean into who we are so we can start leveling up based upon our inner strength. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. The first thing I want us to do in promoting ourselves is getting our business in order, meaning the tools that you use to promote yourself, your resume, your LinkedIn profile, the way you dress, the way you show up, your mindset, and I'm going to get into the mindset first. We are going to prepare those things, the things that we have control over. We are going to promote those so they show that we are who we want to be. Your LinkedIn profile should show who you desire to be. It should show your experience. It should show your work history. But it should also be a place where you are exemplifying the person that you want to be. The message that you want to get out to the world should be very much a part of your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and the way you show up in the world, which is your presence. So dressing is a part of that presence. But before you can get to any of that, you have to have the mindset. You have to promote your mindset. A lot of the things that we want to accomplish, actually everything that we have ever wanted to accomplish starts right here. We can say we want to be CEO. We can say we want to be promoted on our jobs. But if we don't have the mindset of a CEO, if we don't have the work ethic of a CEO, if we are not prepared mentally to step into that place that we want to be promoted to, nothing I'm telling you next is going to work. So let us get into the mindset of success. I call it the Queen Supreme mindset. The Queen Supreme mindset is hyping yourself up, becoming your own hype woman. Documenting what it is that you want to accomplish in life, whether that's a vision board, whether it's some documented way that you capture what you want to accomplish in life, and start to internalize that. Start to envision yourself already being promoted. Start envisioning how you're going to feel. Start envisioning, the type of friends you're going to have, the type of money you're going to have. You want to get into the game mentally before you start to take any of these other actions. Get into the game mentally. Level up on your Queen Supreme mindset. Talk to yourself. Talk great about yourself. Remind yourself of your accomplishments. Remind yourself of how far you've come. Remind yourself that you have every single thing at your disposal to become everything you've ever wanted to be. Get into a routine where you are constantly speaking positivity into yourself. You are your own hype woman. That's a part of the mindset before you even get into the other actions. So decide what it is that you want to be. Decide who you want to be and how you want to accomplish that. Get into the mindset. Get into your affirmations. I have recorded affirmations, and I record things that let me know that I'm great, let me know that I'm safe, remind me of things that I'm very proud of in my life. And I record them and put them in my ear every once in a while. So I'm my own hype woman. My voice is in my ear telling me, this is how great you are. You want to always be in the Queen Supreme mindset. So we have our mindsets right. Now we're ready to really own who we want to be. I'll tell you this, it is so difficult to sell someone else on promoting you if you don't believe that you truly deserve that promotion. So difficult. It's so difficult to walk into someone else's office or to walk up to your manager and say, you know what, I want to be promoted and I want to earn this much money, when you don't believe that you are ready for it. You have to get mentally prepared. So now that we have the Queen Supreme mindset, now that we know we're going to go and ask for top of the market, now that we know that we have the credentials, now that we believe that we are ready to level up, we are going to move into the next phase, which is action. And action is making sure that your promo kit is what I'm going to call it. Making sure your promo kit is top notch. Making sure it's communicating who you want to be. So your promo kit are those tools, your social media profiles, your LinkedIn profile, your resume, your portfolio, all those tools that you use to communicate to someone else who you are, what you've accomplished, and what you want to do. All of those things have to not speak to where you are right now, but they have to speak to where you want to be promoted. So if you want to make more money, but your resume doesn't really say you can command that amount of money in the marketplace, then it's not going to work. Your resume has to look, your LinkedIn profile has to look like that thing that you want to get promoted to. So let's go with the LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile should speak about the value that you're going to bring, not just what you've done, not just, the jobs that you've had and the action that you took on those jobs. And we're going to talk more about this on the resume portion. But your LinkedIn profile should tell the whole story about who you are and why you bring value. It should have a profile professionally designed header image. It should have an eye-catching header for those of you who have a LinkedIn profile. So instead of just saying software engineer at XYZ Incorporated, how about software engineer who enter your accomplishments and then take off where you work? Because you're not promoting where you work. You're not promoting that you have a job. You're promoting your value. So start to think about who you are. Start to think about the role that you play, and go ahead and put that in your headline. Your headline is going to be the first thing that people look at on your LinkedIn profile. So instead of just saying, I'm a speaker, I'm an award-winning speaker. I'm a nationally known activist. I'm a published writer. Right away, those things will tell someone, not only does she write and does she speak, but she does it well. And that's what you want to communicate right away in your headline. Not just what you do, but give people more of an incentive to want to read the rest of your profile on LinkedIn. So your image, your header image in your LinkedIn profile needs to be top notch. Your information in your header needs to be top notch, right? That byline needs to be top notch. And then the text, the job descriptions need to be action oriented, quantifiable information. So I'll use this as your techie in pearls, as someone who is in the tech industry. I'll use my profile as an example. So my profile doesn't just say, I design software for XYZ Incorporated. My profile has numbers and it has accomplishments, and it really quantifies the value that I can bring to someone. So I'm not just talking about what I did. I'm talking about how well I did it. So, for example, I didn't just design software. I developed a piece of code that reduced operations by 320 man hours, increasing revenue to $150,000. Whatever those numbers are, you are now exemplifying that you excelled in that position. So if you don't have numbers, if you don't show that you can communicate the value that you brought to the organizations that you worked at, then you're just telling people what you do. You just show up and you just do your job. If you're just telling them your job description, what you're saying is, I show up and I do my job. Everyone who's competing in the job market is showing up to do their job. Why should someone hire you? Quantifiable job descriptions is why someone should hire you. So you have your image on your LinkedIn profile. You have your header that is going to catch people's attention and let them know how amazing you are, because you are amazing. And you also have quantifiable evidence. This is why I'm amazing. I was amazing at Acme Incorporated. I was amazing at XYZ Incorporated. I didn't just show up and do my job. I showed up and I excelled. And that's what you want to communicate. If your LinkedIn profile is not communicating how well you did a job, then I want you to contact me. So, LinkedIn profile, make sure it is really displaying who you want to be and what you've accomplished. Same thing with your resume. Your resume should really talk about who you are and who you want to be. Your objective should talk about the type of position that you desire in the location that you desire. And then the rest of your objectives, the rest of your actions shouldn't be just job descriptions. Before I get into the content, let's go back to the resume, the presentation of the resume. I want you to make sure that your resume doesn't look like you typed it up back in the 1990s, right? I want it to be fresh. I want it to look modern. I want it to be in 2 or 3 different forms, actually 3 different forms. I want us to have a web-based, electronic-based resume, meaning you can have the LinkedIn profile, but maybe you have your own website. Maybe you have a place where someone can go and see a web-based version of your resume. That's one format. The other format is a Word format that you can email out to people. And we also want to have a print format. We want to have our resumes on nice stock paper. So the presentation, before anyone even gets into reading your resume, we want to make sure that the visuals are up to par, and we want to make sure that we are up to date in the data types, meaning web-based, meaning paper-based. We want to make sure that the file types are correct. So now that you have the correct versions of your resume, what's on it? If you tell me you're a door opener, and then you tell me you open doors, and then you close doors, and then you open doors, and then you close doors, but you want me to promote you to doing something better, doing something that costs more money, you haven't given me a reason why I should promote you. You haven't given me a reason why I should give you the job. You've just told me you showed up and you opened doors. But if you tell me that you are the best door opener, you open 70% more doors than the previous door opener, increasing door opens by X number of hours, that tells me you showed up and you excelled. Are you getting the point? The point is, it's not just a text-based resume, right? Where you are telling them what you did in your last job. It is really you telling them how well you did it. Promote yourself. Promote yourself by telling them how great you are. So we have our LinkedIn profiles. We're going to get that together. If it's not, then I'm going to help you get it together. We have our resumes. If your resume is flat, if it is just talking about task, if it's task-based, then we want to change that to action-oriented, quantifiable information. And trust me, If you are someone who's entry level, or if you're changing careers, or you feel like you can't quantify the information on your resume, let me work with you. I can show you how to take a flat resume and really turn it into something that speaks, that promotes you, right? That really promotes you. So LinkedIn profile, we're still promoting ourselves in this phase. We haven't even gotten to the point where we're talking to someone else and promoting our value. Haven't even gotten to that point yet. We're getting our deliverables together. We're getting our resume and our promo material together. So we're going to get our LinkedIn profiles together. We're going to get our resume together. And we're going to get our mindset, which is the first thing we did, together. How do you show up in professional spaces? Think about that for a second. Think about how you show up now, and then think about the job that you want and how you should show up for that job. How does it look visually? How does it look to individuals who see you? If someone saw you and they didn't know what you did, if someone saw you and they had to guess what it is that you do and how well you do it, how does that look? How does your hair look? How does your dress look? How do your shoes look? How does it look? How do you talk? So if you are wanting to get promoted to, and I'll go back to the CEO, if you want to get promoted to a CEO position, but you're showing up to work with your shirt half tucked in, wrinkled, you're showing up to work late, you're showing up and you're not really presenting yourself as someone who would hold a position as such. You want to make sure you are not dressing for the job that you have. You want to make sure that you're dressing for the job that you desire. You want to promote your appearance. You want to promote your body language. That's also a part of the way you show up to people. So as women, and I really specialize in my business, specialize in mentoring women. And I say activate the power of the P because I'm really activating the power of the femininity in women. Women tend to shrink, and especially in professional spaces, we tend to shrink ourselves. We tend to not speak up as often. We tend to, physically shrink ourselves in meetings. We tend to make space for everything else and not take up more space, not have, more of, as I said before, a queen supreme mindset. So we want to be promoted, but we're still shrinking ourselves and making sure that we are not too loud, that we're the sweet corner girl in the corner office, that we're not asking boldly for more money. We are actually doing a disservice to our own promotion. So the way we show up physically, the way we show up emotionally, the way we show up in our confidence, all of those things matter. All of those things are a way to promote yourself. You have to promote yourself. You have to show that you have confidence in the job that you want to be promoted to. You almost have to expect it. Like, live in the season of expectancy. You expect to be promoted. You expect to have that position. You expect it because you are exuding the confidence. You're dressing the part. You're speaking the part. And I want you to role play. That's why I said earlier, envision yourself. Like, visualize who you are, how you dress, how you speak, the confidence that you have, as if you already have that position. And you will start to convince other people that you deserve that position. It's all about mindset. Your promo kit and the way you show up is all about promoting yourself. And that's what we want to do. And I am a holistic success mentor. That means I'm a cheerleader for you, for taking you to the next level. I am your personal advocate. I am your professional cheerleader. I'm the person who can reach inside you and change, shift, elevate the mindset so you can go and accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. There's a reason why there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And I can guarantee you the largest portion of that is mindset. I have a gift of shifting mindsets, of helping women become their own advocates so they can go out into the world and promote themselves. So with that being said, we promoted ourselves. We want to promote our value. We want to be able to promote our value. So here's the deal. We as women sometimes shrink ourselves and we don't brag on ourselves. How often do you brag on yourself? How often do you talk about your accomplishments without anyone asking? How often do you slip that into conversations? Tell people, the last biggest thing you did. Tell them, how great you're doing on your job. How often do you brag to your manager, the person who will promote you? How often do you do that? How often do you say, you know what? I'm kind of a big deal. How often do you have that Queen Supreme mindset where you are convincing other people through your accomplishments that you are ready to step up and take on more? I am in the tech industry in my 9-to-5 job, and the tech industry is male dominated. It is an industry that is definitely male dominated. And what I noticed, especially in my 20s, I was so shy because society teaches us as women to not be braggadocious. It teaches us as women to not exude big confidence. It teaches us to be nice girls in the corner office. But all the men are always talking about their accomplishments. They're interrupting you to tell you about their accomplishments. They are just telling everybody about how great they are, and no one blinks. Everyone expects it. I want you to have the Queen Supreme mindset where you are always promoting your accomplishments. You are always talking about the things that you're doing great, no matter how small you think those things are. Talk about yourself. Get in the mirror and start practicing how it feels to talk about yourself, not in a way that's self-absorbed, but in a way where you are really sharing information about what you've accomplished. Like you are really telling people that I was of value in this way. I was of value when I increased, the revenue for a company. I was of value when I did these things. Speak that value. When you talk about your accomplishments, you're actually speaking that value. And when you talk about your accomplishments in the workspace, you're actually speaking value to your presence on that team, right? So let's start to have the Queen Supreme mindset, and let's start to just pat ourselves on the back a little. Let's start communicating often about all the things that you are great at doing. You want to do that often because guess what? No one is going to promote you the way you can promote you. No one is going to be your hype woman walking behind you with theme music saying how great you are. You have to be your own hype woman. Do that by communicating your accomplishments. So another way to promote your value is not only by talking about your accomplishments, but talking about how your accomplishments help promote the value in something else. So if you were the person who saved the day in a customer engagement, well, you actually help the company out by doing that. You help the company not lose a customer. You help the company. So not only talk about your accomplishments as it relates to you, but you want to talk about your accomplishments as it relates to the value that you brought to your organization. Remember, you want a promotion. This is what you want. This is exactly what you want. You've committed to it. You've convinced yourself earlier in your mindset exercises. This is what you want. And to get that promotion, you have to show that you are already showing value right where you are. They don't have to wait until they promote you to expect value. Like, you're doing it right now. You're excelling right now. So always be very clear, especially with the leadership team, especially with management. Be very clear about them being kind of lucky that they have you working for their company, because you're kind of a big deal. You are out there just knocking it out of the box. They're lucky to have you. They should promote you. And it is your job to convince them to do so. So we talked about our accomplishments. We talked about our value. Talk about your experience. And not just your experience in your field, but talk about your experience, any type of experience that loans value to the company. As mothers, I think sometimes we do not speak to the experience that we have as parents. We do not speak to the experience that we have outside of work that actually makes you well qualified at work. Some things about you in your experience outside of work makes you qualified at work. So let's go back to parenting. The ability to multitask, the ability to manage multiple activities with your kids, all of those things are leadership qualities. You're a leader, mama. You are already a leader. You're already doing this. So use that experience to talk about how you could be of value to the organization. So promote yourself, promote your value, and make sure that you are always, always, always having the mindset, the belief in yourself that you are ready to do that thing that you are asking for. And I can guarantee you that energy, that confidence will transfer to others. They will feel like, yes, I believe her. Not only do I believe her, but I've heard her tell me her accomplishments. I see that she's very polished and she's ready, because her promo tools, her resume, her LinkedIn profile are already ready, right? Then it becomes easier for someone to take you out of the position that you're in right now and promote you to the next level. But you have to help them. You have to be ready to promote yourself, and you have to be ready to promote your values. So, queens, have the Queen Supreme mindset. Activate the power of your femininity. Get in there and let everyone know that it's time to make space for you. It's time to bring you up to the next level because you're ready. If you need assistance with anything that we talked about, with your LinkedIn profile being updated, with your resume being revamped, we can do that. We can work together and we can create that promo kit. We can even work on the mindset. I'll give you a quick story before I let you leave. I was working with a lady who wanted to run for public office, and she had never run for public office, but she wanted to be promoted to that position to run for public office. And a lot of the work that I did as an advisor was convincing, setting the mind, preparing the mind for that jump. Once the mind is prepared, then individuals are ready to do the work. So, campaign was successfully launched on the bootstrap budget, but successfully launched. She can now say that she has run for national office. That's the type of work I do. And I want to do that for you also. I want to hear about your dreams. I want to hear about your goals, and I want to help you get there.